Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this is episode 11 of Let's Examine Resident Evil 5. You all know who you are, and my friends, family, and silent benefactors know me as David. So this is our final episode. I know it's so sad, we're jumping right to the action against the giant, terrible tentacle monster that was formerly Exeligione. Dun, 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 dun. Actually, the music here is kind of cool. But yeah, so last time, Chris and Sheva had just
Do you really think we can kill it?
made their way onto a Tricell oil tanker, maybe, or something. Journeyed through the bowels of the ship. And just as they had fronted Exeligione, she had begun convulsing with Ouroboros and turned into this giant monster after absorbing
It's all on you, Chris.
a bunch of bodies, and then on the bridge they found the information that there's a satellite laser that it's used to destroy her. That's what they were in the middle of doing. I can't believe we're in the last episode. It feels like we just started this thing. Yeah, so this is a, so, I kind of wish I had, like, material that I could just, like, put in the beginning, because, like, now I'm, like, talking about the battle. This battle actually goes on for a little while, so. But, yeah, so, here's Excella, she's not an Excella anymore. She mutated into this weird Ouroboros creature, after absorbing, like, the 200 dead corpses that Wesker put out for her. So, basically, as you can see, there's these giant Ouroboros tentacles with these glowing weak points, and in order to win the boss battle, all you have to do is just do enough damage to the weak points. You can accomplish that a number of ways. Like I'm doing right now, I am using this laser-guided satellite laser thingy that just is oh so conveniently. There's this launcher, the Tricell's developer has this launcher for it. You can block the weak points of that does massive damage, as well as exposing the weak points to you. Does massive damage to the weak point, and then like it makes the main weak point of the monster vulnerable. This thing here that then you can shoot with your rifle or magnum or any gun, or if it happens quick enough, you can slow up another hit it with the laser. Or if I was just trying to do this for expediency's sake, once the main weak point's exposed, I just hit it with one rocket launcher, and then it'd be into that discussion.
Chris, above you.
But I'm not doing that. So the whole battle. And this is actually, again, this is one of those battles that, like, having the AI partner is actually kind of useful for, because like it'll give you some hints. Because if you don't know what you're doing, like, you probably wouldn't know, like, you're first, like, supposed to hit the weak points. Like, you're supposed to hit, like, these periphery weak points and destroy them. And then the main weak point becomes exposed. Also, you'd probably, like, be down in that main area below, like, running around. Where actually, if you want to survive, probably the smartest thing is, like, go up that ladder like I have. Once you have the laser-guided thing, you just run around up here. Because, then Excella, or the Ouroboros monster, basically has to completely contend with hitting at you with swiping his tentacles, sending out these little projectiles. As you can see, like right now, I'm covered with projectiles, and they do just a little bit of damage. And these are much easier to avoid than if you're down the bottom, like using this whole swipe attack after. Yeah, and then this boss battle is just rinsing. Sort of like all the other Ouroboros battles, except maybe probably for the very first one in this game. I think this is the, this would be probably the third explicitly Ouroboros boss battle. It's, these second two are definitely, this one, the one where we're fighting the guy in the lab, are kind of lazy in that they're, just the secret is just pump as much ammunition into the, punch as much damage as the enemy as possible, and it gives you a situational weapon to do extra damage. Whereas that first one, it's like, yes, technically you can defeat them by shooting it a lot, but like you probably at that point in the game don't have nearly enough ammunition, so you have to like devise a strategy and learn into the blast furnace to destroy it. Whereas the second one, again, the flamethrower, just keep it stunned with a flame, keep it stun locked with a flamethrower, and just pump around. So this one is just shoot the weak points and shoot the weak points again. I don't know, it just strikes me as a little lazy on the boss. Although Resident Evil bosses have always been, just shoot it, and shoot the weak point, and then shoot the weak point some more. You're going all the way back to the very first Resident Evil game. So it's a multi-million selling franchise, so maybe Capcom is right. We're not just following. I think this fight's almost over based both on how much time is left in the video, or how much time's already in the video, and the coloration of the enemy. Yeah, so it's probably one more round of me shooting off the exterior weak points and then shooting the main weak point. But besides that, there's really not a lot to say about this. You know, it's basically sort of, you know, boils down to shoot, run to the other side of the platform, shoot, run to the other side of the platform, shoot, rinse, and repeat. And use the context-sensitive button prompts to avoid the attacks. It almost like, and I think it's actually been a bit since I've compared it to Resident Evil 4. Whereas that game, like, you know, like the boss battles like evolve and like become more complex as the game goes on, for the most part. It's sort of highlighting and sort of climaxing in, like the second to last boss battle, and then the last one just sort of devolves into shoot the weak point. This game, like, it feels like. This game really feels like everything was added. Everything after what am I trying to say? This game really feels like basically everything after the Irving boss fight. Maybe that's not true. Like everything after the you know, once you exit the ruins where you're fighting the you know, the guys and the tribal guys, and like you enter the underground laboratory, everything from that point onwards feels like, yeah, see now the enemy's dead. And I think it like turns this thing. Everything from like that point onwards with the underground laboratory feels like it was just added, like thought up and added at the last minute. Because like it doesn't really flow that well. And the main storyline feels like it's like added at the last minute, because like it was just last video. Or was it 2 videos ago? It was 2 videos ago actually. So you know we have a good 4 videos where like the main plot with Wesker. But like the beginning plot of the game, like, is sort of like been thrown out the window now, where it's, you know, it's like we have to like stop this black market weapons deal, and now it's, you know, it's like, oh, Wesker, so we have to kill him. It's like that's basically what the game's devolved into at this point. And I don't know. I definitely I enjoy this game, but it's not really the same as saying I like it. I really don't know how I feel about it now that I played through it once, and then I watched myself play through it once, and I've had time to sort of think about it and discuss it. My thoughts are a little more mixed now, especially knowing that basically the rest of this video is just going to be big dumb action set pieces, which are fine to play and everything, but don't really gel with you know, the Resident Evil brand, as it were. I don't know. Just doing some lighting shuffling. That was a pretty long item shuffle.
So that's Ouroboros. I fear for the world if that ever gets out.
Whoa, 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 whoa. This is like the 3rd time you fought Ouroboros.
Destroying the entire planet.
Shove it. That's like the 3rd time you fought it, and you're just having that reaction now. Also, Chris, like, Wesker's crazy. Like, you're gonna kill him anyways. Like, what does it matter? Like, are you like more mad at him and want to kill him more now? Like, what's the boat saying?
Wait.
Sealing off areas of secondary hull evacuated.
An assault bomber. When Jill said Wesker was planning to spread
The hell did that get
throughout
there?
the world.
He's planning to use this to spread it.
So that explains those missiles we saw earlier that had Ouroboros
Come on,
on
let's
them.
go.
See, apparently there's a...
Jill, are you all right?
I'm fine. Don't worry about
Oh, he's got really good connection in the middle of nowhere. He must have like 8G or something. 8G LTE.
It comes from a virus.
Of course it does, just like everything else in this universe.
In order to maintain a balance, he must inject himself regularly with a serum.
So if we cut the supply of serum, he loses his strength.
Affirmative. but he just took a dose, so it's gonna be a while before he needs another one.
Yeah, and too bad there's no chance that we can find the serum.
Listen, it sounds
Chris's
like
head is
the amount
huge.
administered has to be precise. So if he injects too much, it should act like a poison. I think she used the serum labeled PG67AW.
That's kind of exact, Jill. It's like, you know, someone who was unsure. I think she used the vial label like PG something, not. Oh, it was PGA67W, serial number 437928461. I think. How convenient.
Let's give it a shot.
Honestly, that's a pun. Actually, I don't know if that was a pun because it's a shot.
Obama equipped
So Chris said,
with
"Give it a shot."
He can't fly around in that without getting shot down. Oh no.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Plane can't get shut down. If it does, it'll initiate a biohazard.
It's just
Title
like
drop.
you said.
Biohazard is the name of Resident Evil games in the original Japan. Crap, I got cut off. I actually think Wesker's got kind of an ingenious plan there. Because he's, you know, the Ouroboros is in the missiles. So if he fires the missiles and they explode, you know, they spread the Ouroboros. And if he gets shot down, he spreads the Ouroboros. So basically, either way, he wins. Okay, so now we're in, like, I don't even know, the blast furnace of the ship. I don't know why all these flames are around. Oh, I guess because the Axilla monster, like, I'm not entirely sure. Either way, we're in basically the hull of the ship, and this is sort of like the last, this is like the last, ooh, that was nasty, that guy just got mentioned. This is like the last gauntlet we have to overcome in the game before we get to basically the final boss battle section. And this is definitely, this is one of those endurance run sections that if you know exactly what enemies you're going to encounter when and where, becomes much easier. And if you're unprepared, this is like, this, I mean, this is, again, this is by, you know, as it should be, this is by far the hardest section of the game. I mean, the battle after this against Wesker, which is not slow at all, it does, it's gonna happen. But the battle against Wesker after this is nothing compared to this. Especially on, say, veteran professional, like, on, I think professional is the highest level, where, like, if you take 2 hits, you're dead. This section is nigh on impossible. I actually can't, this is the only, basically, on the highest difficulty level, I've gotten all the way up to here, but I just can't beat this. Because there's too many enemies, and they're way too accurate, and they fire too fast. And you just take too much damage. Where am I going? Oh, okay, there's enemies jumping. Yeah, so basically there's, I think a section, it's either 2, 3, maybe 4 rooms, sort of like chambers that, you have to, open the bulkheads and get through. And what I actually, you know, I think this is a nice inventive use of the environment that they have. Although, you know, this could be on any sort of vessel. What I do like about this is there's not actually an explicit time limit. Like, that's sort of a Resident Evil tradition that, like, the last section there's a time limit that you have to get through. There's not... Oh, crap, there are Reapers. That's not going to be good. And we know what that means. Reapers. Yeah, it's sort of a tradition in Resident Evil games, like the last section there's, like, a time limit that you have to beat. But this game breaks that tradition. And all the pressure is... Like, all the tension and pressure is natural, quote-unquote, in the sense that, it's just imposed by the environment you're in, and, like, the voiceover special effects, not, you know, ticking time, not a ticking clock. I actually hit that guy. I swore I hit the bars there. And, that's something that I like. I like that there's, that, you know, the only, you know, because you can definitely go through this slow and steady. The only clock is one that the player imposes upon themselves. Which is okay, I think I killed all the shooters. Like, I can still hear a guy, like, oh yeah, like, man, the barrel of my rifle is really long. I like, adoy, but yeah, it's really long. Reapers, I'm not looking forward to that. Especially because I know what happens, and it's both funny and really annoying. I didn't know that guy was gonna run there. Like, I anticipated that guy running out. Yeah, I'm not gonna obscure it. I die a couple times in this section. just because of how freaking difficult it is. So, yeah, I'm not like even care about pickups at this point. Because if you're you know, if you've gotten up to that point and like succeeded without dying enough times, the final boss against Wesker is it's easy in the sense that like it's relatively easy once you know the what to do to take care of him, but it can be difficult figuring out that pattern. But I know the pattern, you know, basically the procedures. Once you like you can get through it really easy, you know, without not being a lot. Ooh, red herb. I like the nitrogen rounds. I don't think I'm gonna actually use them, but they could be useful. You basically just stun one guy, you know, just to see who's recovering and that keeps it. I'm still can't quite get over the they dissolve thing. Like, I know I'm 11 videos in, and I don't have any more after this, but I just don't fully is it their cell biology like so unstable? That was smart. We didn't need that full healing, but I wonder if the AI registered that there was a full healing item in front of us and basically used one up. And then I don't know. Maybe I'm probably overthinking it. And then picked it up. Yeah, I'm tempted. Handgun ammo galore. Can I get back around these guys? I can hit these guys from here. My lofty vantage point. Line them up and knock them down. Or set them up and knock them down. You know, all this, going up on that catwalk that I was on, going in those rooms, that's completely optional. You don't have to do that. Really, just to get to the far end of this room from where you start, just pull the levers. But I'm doing that in order to clear all the enemies. So again, when the next batch of enemies spawns in, wow, Shev has been really aggressive with these healing items. Like I had like more than 50% health if you use the large healing item on them. I'm just doing this so when the next batch of enemies spawns, they're easier to take care of. Okay, close range shotgun blast. You're not surviving that, buddy. Good enough for that. I like that I'm still using my pistol at this point in the game to conserve ammo. Can I get him from here? Yes, I can. I'm getting really accurate with that rifle. Or it's just getting really powerful and like I only need like a body shot to get down now. I do find it interesting that the enemies never they get guns, but they don't ever get tougher in terms of how much health they take. It's sort of an interesting it's an interesting thing, you know, there's sort of a lot of first person, you know, like say like the Call of Duty style first person shooters get, where the enemies never get tougher. You know, it never gets to the point where like, enemies take more damage to down, but you know, you end up fighting more of them with stronger weapons. Like that's sort of you know, the way that those games amp up their difficulty. Not, you know, say the old school first person shooter, say like Doom, where you just fight enemies that are you fight both more enemies with stronger weapons, as well as just enemies that take more hits. Yeah, I'm really dragging this section out, actually. This is all optional. I wonder if these guys would spawn if I just ran to the levers and pulled down. Yeah, I wonder if these guys are just like spawning because like I'm taking a long time to deal with the situation. Also, I find it funny that these blast doors close and I'm just coming back to just open them back up. I wonder if it would have been better if instead, you know, like the ship's exploding, and basically you have to like outrun the explosion in order to facilitate that. You have to close the bulkheads. I wonder if that would have been more interesting, or just made more sense. Oh, I just heard the Reaper scream. Instead of, you know, basically, I am helping to facilitate. Yes, this is where I died a few times, just because I sort of mess up the range of the Reaper attacks. One time. Okay, so that one's down. But, of course, the game's a dick, and spawns a second one. Why the hell did I just switch to my pistol? Oh, God damn you, David, of 3 weeks ago. Why'd you do that? You stupid idiot. Luckily, there's a checkpoint right before that when I opened the doors, so... Yeah, just fill up all my weapons before I proceed. I'm really ticked off with myself right now. Because I was like, ugh, why did I do that? I didn't need to switch weapons. I have my shotgun. That's like the best weapon for taking care of the Reapers. If I was smart there, instead of refilling my shotgun, I would have bought more rounds for it. Because, yeah, so thankfully all we have to do is just go back and pull the, I didn't need that Sheva. I gave that to you instead. I don't know what she did. Okay, so that was death number 1. Let's see, maybe I think I died maybe, let's see, 3 more times? Okay, he doesn't recover, thank God. But then, where's the other one? Where's the... Oh, the other one's way over there. Okay, thank God. No, that was dumb. I should have, like, waited for it to... Nope, yep. I should have waited for it to come down. And then, instead of... That's real... Like, that's definitely one of the more gruesome deaths in the... That's probably the... second most gruesome... Yeah, I'm just... Is there anything I want to change now? No, not really. This is probably the second most gruesome death in the Resident Evil games after, oh yeah, give Sheva another healing item. After, when Leon gets his head cut off by the chainsaw guy in Resident Evil 4. But besides that, yeah, it's probably the most gruesome. It's definitely the scariest. Like, armored enemies that have, like, armored enemies that have a one-hit kill on you is, like, really... Okay, so that was death number 2. I mean, this time I just way over... Yeah, it's like... That death really ticked me off, because it's like, I was doing so well, and like, this is a really common thing. For example, if you play a lot of platformers, you definitely experience this phenomenon where you get a difficult section, and like, you get really good at it, and like, you're almost able to beat it. You know, you die a couple times, you know, like, you're like almost able to beat it, and then like, you get to a point where like, you start sucking again, because like, you sort of like, lost your self-confidence. And that's basically what just happened there. Okay, so this time I'm going to wait for this Reaper to come down to me. Okay, so this is the last time I die against the Reapers. It's funny, I don't actually die against Wesker, but I die, like, here a couple times. Oh, I'm basically trying to speed through this Reaper fight. Did that... No, okay, that just... Oh, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm basically trying to kill these Reapers as fast as possible, because this next session isn't time sensitive, but you want to be down here in this position before the door is fully open, because it's going to give you a leg up in the fight. Because you can see, as the door's opening, you sort of just looked at it, on the left there's a ladder you can go up. As soon as these ladders open, you want to rush over to that ladder, because as we'll see in a moment, there's this doors open. Yep, you see I am getting, just basically pushing myself forward. Because, yep, 2 of the chain gun guys respawn, which is so not fair. And up this ladder is a mounted gun. So I think I die against them once because I don't do it right. So basically you want to, because as you can see the mounted gun will, overheat, and that's my undoing. Is basically you want to use it sparingly to just like keep one of them stunned at a time, like keep them both stunned at a time. Like only shoot at them as they're like coming out of their stun animation, so that way they can't fire at you. Yeah, but my gun overheated, and then I got mauled by those other guys. So yeah. So let's go all the way back to the Reaper fight. Getting ridiculous. Yeah, this is the part that on like the higher difficulties is like next to impossible, because the enemies do so much damage to you on the, especially on, I think it's professional. It's like, you know, if you're exposed for a second to those machine gun guys, you're dead. So 1. Yeah, so at this point I sort of got my Reaper fighting technique down. Why am I running over to it? Oh, right. So I can have so I can get the treasure. 2, 3. enemies, right? But yeah, when they go down on the ground, they twitch like cockroach enemies. They're dead. Yeah, so also by this point, I was really disillusioned. I was like, I'll never get through this game. Honestly, after that time, after that last stuff, I was seriously considering just like stopping the game here. It's like I wasn't exactly having fun anymore. So because like the complaints I brought up, it sort of like disillusioned me by that point. Where it's like I knew I needed to get through it. So, or not necessarily. I wanted to just stop playing. But like I wanted to step away from it for a while, but I was sort of in the groove as well. So I just forced myself to get through it basically the next 40 minutes. So 30 minutes maybe, 35, 40 minutes of gameplay.
We'll never win in a fair fight. We need to fall back and come up with a
So
plan.
I think that's the last time I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna use that technique I was talking about. Where basically you just keep them stunned. And in that way you can deal better with the other enemies. I like that, you know, there's the one guy who's like the same outfit as the earlier minigun guy that we fought, but then this other guy, like, to distinguish him, he has like a red motif. It's like, no, we can't have two of the same machine gun, two of the same Gatling gun guys at the same time. You gotta distinguish them somehow. Which actually is... Okay, so that's one down. This Gatling gun I'm using does a lot of damage. Okay, it's both of them down. And I think that's basically it. Yeah, I need to kill them both because they each have a pass card or a key card that I need to pick up to exit the exit this section of the game and go into the hangar. Otherwise, you know, you probably just do your best. You probably use a flash grenade and just run past them. And we're out.
Something doesn't
So-
feel right. I can't explain it.
Yeah, I hear ya.
Something doesn't
I'll let you
feel
guard
right.
down for a second.
Maybe the fact that you know, you just fought a giant tentacle monster on an exploding ship. No, you're gonna go fight a crazed megalomaniac who's trying to destroy the world. Is it one of those things, maybe? And cutscene with weird pre-rendered texture. Whoa, Wesker looks really. His hair looks really shiny.
Don't you two ever tire of failing in your
I think that the 2 is the only acknowledgement that Wesker ever gives to
You've
Shem in a
really
cutscene.
become quite an inconvenience for me.
Because that could very much just mean just Chris, right? Oh, he's got those weird. Didn't we get over Matrix effects like in 2003? But apparently Japan's a few years behind the time. Why did he throw his sunglasses? Why did he like shoot a gun at them? We'll see. Yeah, Wesker is basically just like a blonde evil Neo, isn't he? He's got the trench coat, he's got the sunglasses at night, he's got the Matrixy abilities.
Why are you doing this? What are you accomplishing?
I was tired of those Matrix abilities when they were in Metal Gear Solid Twin Sons, Twin Snakes, and that was 2004.
Self-destruction. I'm
Do
not
they really?
destroying
Every
the
day?
world. I'm saving it.
Oh, and like every megalomaniac, he thinks he's just helping people. Okay, actually, even though I was complaining about the Matrix effects just a minute ago, what's the tech? This actually isn't the Matrix stuff. What's the technical term for like? If you watch a lot of not Scott Snyder, Zack Snyder movies, where it's like thing action goes really fast and then it slows down for a second and then like goes really fast again. Like that's just what that last fight scene was like. Like amping, I think is like the term I've like the informal term I've used.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah, he only acknowledges Chris.
Me.
Chris.
Either way, I'm not gonna stop until I'm dead.
Well then, I'll just have to kill you quickly.
I don't know if that's cheesy dialogue or so cheesy it's good. 7 minutes. 7. Oh wait, sorry, that was the last battle. Wesker has the same exact health
If we
in
take
this
it back
fight
to
as
the
he does in
shop,
the previous
we might actually hit him.
Again, I don't think that partner-controlled Sheva gives that little piece of information, but it is a good one. So, you can, you could, you know, basically try to sort of do what you did in the fight in the tomb area, where, you know, you turn off the lights, and you run away from Wesker, and then just sort of shoot at him, around the corner. Or you can do what I'm going to do is... Now, over here, there is a reloadable rocket launcher. So what you're going to want to do is... right now it's got around it. So what you want to do is you're going to want to run away from Wesker so he basically loses track of you. You know what I'm trying to do now? Oh, there's another one up here. You know what? He'll make one of his, there's no point in hiding or things. Yeah, okay, I shouldn't be doing this because he can totally see me. Yeah, I just completely messed. Yeah, okay, so I'm just going to restart actually. Because he can sort of annihilate you in just like 2 hits. Is there anything I want? No, not really. So this is actually, I think, a good boss fight. Actually, the first 2, maybe all the Wesker fights in this game are actually well done.
We might actually hit him.
Just because there's a bit of puzzle solving to do. Like the first one, like basically you just have to survive. This one, like you get to sort of use your brain a bit, your head brain, which is your best brain. You do a little bit of, puzzle solving, or sort of creative thinking. Okay, so I'm using... Yep, okay, so now he's lost us. When that cutscene plays, that means he's lost us. You see he's sort of looking around for us. So what if we... Wesker's dialogue during this fight is really megalomaniac. Really full of just megalomania. Don't fire at Shiva. Okay, yeah, so you shoot at him, and he's going to be able to catch the rocket. And then what you want to do after that is you want to quickly pull out a weapon and fire at him. Because that'll cause the rocket to explode and severely damage him. I think you need to do that twice on the default difficulty, maybe 3 times. And then you can basically go up, hit it with a shot, and then the stage of the battle ends. And this is definitely a fight like you're not able to fully appreciate the environment you're on. You're in a hangar with a bomber jet on a exploding. Oh, that wasn't a rocket launcher. It was just extra rounds. Oh shit, he found us. With
I need a warhead.
You can't hide forever.
like exploding ship, and like everything's going to crap around you, shit around you, hell around. So that Wesker line didn't exactly flow. He said, basically it's he was going on about it's human population, only so many people matter, and then he got interrupted, and then like after looking for us and losing us, then he went back into his regular dialogue. So there he is. So he's wandering. Wesker kind of looks like Johnny Bravo in this game. Damn it! I missed. Shit.
Come on, I've got a rocket.
I just got
Bring
really
it to
angry.
you now.
Really? You have a rocket ship? Really?
I've got a rocket. Bring it to you now.
Oh, no, she's just broken. Yeah, it's just broken. She doesn't have a rocket. It's just spouting up for some reason. Yeah, Wesker doesn't need to use a ladder. He just jumps up. Because he's a bad mofo.
Here you go.
Also, I think since his last appearance, Wesker's acquired a pseudo-British accent. He didn't really have before. The Wesker's attacks in this part are basically shoot at you from a distance 3 times with his handgun, or run up and smack you a couple times. And that's basically all he's got. Like, he's not really that scary.
You're merely postponing the inevitable.
Yep, okay, so he's lost this again. He struck with the rocket. That's just a funny image. Why is there so much put down? Okay, run up. Is he done? Yep.
Do it now!
Yep, okay, so
Give him a
restrain.
shot!
And then Shev's gonna give him the shot. And that battle's done. I like how the shot, like, stays in his chest. I don't think that's how shots work in real life. Actually, I'm fairly certain it's not.
Did it work?
I think so.
How do you think so? He's not, like, reacting at all. Okay, now he is. Now would be the time to say I think so. But is this like irreversible? Is Wesker just like completely screwed? Like if he like took like something else, would he be like okay, or is like is he just like done for? That is quite a jump.
He's getting away. Hurry.
Why did you take the time to say that? That is giving more time to get away. It's like, hurry, we gotta go. Stop. Pause. Say a line. Pick up the pace. Yeah, like, you guys would be so much closer to that bridge, to that door, you know, if you hadn't stopped to say we gotta get him. It's like, duh, you gotta get him. What, you just gonna stand there and just look at him stupidly as he flies away? Oh, come on. Yeah, Oh, come on. Yeah, now she's going to run faster. That's going to cause her to go faster, Chris. Hey, I hate that trope. Like, it's not until they're told to, like, do their best that they can do their best. I just think they designed a stealth bomber. Wait. Why does Wesker have a stealth bomber if he wants to be shot down? Doesn't make a ton of sense. Does he know they got in? Also, thank God Wesker knows how to pilot this thing.
It seems I may have underestimated.
Okay, yeah, so he does. Oh. Is there a pilot, I wonder? Like, is Wesker
There's no one
pilot?
left to help you now.
I don't need anyone else.
Okay, so he's not piloting. Except the pilot of the ship. I don't need it.
I have Ouroboros.
Yeah, I have no idea how it's supposed to be
In
pronounced.
less than 5 minutes, we'll reach the optimal altitude for missile deployment. Ouroboros will be released into the
Meme time coming up.
ensuring
Complete global saturation. That's kind of a big meme when this game came out. What if I didn't press the... This is a nice little cutscene fight where it's basically just full of QuickTime events. But sort of my things that I said about QuickTime events, like from the beginning of this game, stand up. It's like, why are they only like why do only QuickTime events like control like some of the characters' actions? Like it doesn't make sense to have like either like use them to like do like all the characters' actions or none of them. Like I don't really understand this like weird like compromise that we have. Oh yeah, so he's got total god complex delusions, right? Like, why do we let Chris be there once, Villager twice? Yeah, again, this is this fight is much more more interesting with 2 players because like you each only do some of the
You're just another one of Umbrella's leftovers.
You know what we have to do.
some of the
I'll go for the override lever. Cover me.
some of the actions. You know, Chris controls Chris. Cheryl Bear controls Chris. Yeah, say you're playing out loud. That way he won't be able to foil you. Also, isn't this the exact same plan that Ellen Ripley has at the end of Alien and Aliens? Basically try to blow the bad guy out the airlock. Yeah, and I think the lever looked exactly the same as the lever in Aliens. But the same thing's happening now. Our heroine is holding on and the alien grabs onto him. Although this actually is like, this moment actually does get the emotion right. This moment coming up right here. This is a nice little emotional beat. I like Chris's expression. I do find it a little weird, actually. What the hell is a volcano there? I'll voice my opinion on that in a second. But I do find it a little weird, like, because the whole emotional thing is like, so Chris goes to help Sheva, like, implying that, like, that's not what he did the last time. But that's exactly what he did for Jill. Like, he dived after her. It's like, it's not like he's, like, it's not like he's, like, doing action he did previously. He's just doing the same action and getting a different result. It's weird. Like, it would be more emotionally resonant if, like, when he lost Jill earlier, if he had, like, hesitated and that's what it caused them, instead of, like, or, like, he, like, hadn't acted. But I digest. So yeah, so now we crash into an active volcano. And basically all the complaints about volcanoes and lava in video games apply here. Convection, heat convection is not a thing that exists in volcanoes. In real life, for example, our characters would probably be dead right now. They'd be boiled alive, just based on convection. But because it's a video game,
they can exist fine and free on the cooled lava. No, it's lava when it's above ground.
Give me an herb.
But as soon as if they step into lava, they automatically die.
You grab it.
Okay.
It's yeah, this is like once a franchise goes here, you know, to you fight the final enemy, you fight the big bad of the franchise in an open active volcano. Like you don't have anywhere else to go, right? Like just pack that shit in after this. Why did Wesker? What happened to his shirt?
I should have killed you years
Check it
ago.
out. Chris.
Your mistake.
I like the way he says Chris.
It's over, Wesker.
Over.
Oh, threatening.
Just getting started.
I have only begun to overact. Hoo-yah! Uh-oh. More tentacles. What is it like tentacles in like its natural state? Or is it like what is the Ouroboros virus? Because right now it just seems like a parasitic organism. Like, so it's just like an artificial like organism. It's like tentacles and tentacles. You know, I'm not gonna tell Wesker this to his face, but I don't think like is his plan like because he seems to be being affected pretty negatively by that Ouroboros. Like, does it like interact positively with anyone whatsoever? Is just killing when it comes to contact with?
Why can't you understand, Chris?
Okay, so I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm gonna be restarting a couple times here because there's a big treasure you can only get here, and I really want to get it. Yes, I really believe the world is this. Because basically what you have to do is you have to shoot that rock outcropping to get a treasure to drop. At a later point below. And then you get split up. That was just funny. Ineffectual person.
Natural selection leaves the survivors stronger and better. Humans have escaped this winnowing for far too long.
What is winnowing? I think I screwed up here. Yep, this is the final boss area. I didn't get the treasure, darn it. There it is. I need to get over there somehow. There's a Wesker in my way. So, let's restart. I think I do this twice. Shepard said that last time, didn't she? You gotta hit with the... Like, you have to hit that boulder in, like, one specific pixel to get it to fall. And it's really annoying. Because, like, it's, like, one of the bigger treasures in the game, and there's, like, a Wesker, like... there's not Wesker, there's a Wesker behind you. Yeah, do a little disco... He's doing his John Travolta impersonation there, where he... from Saturday Night Fever. Wait, he wasn't over there a minute ago. Oh, yep, he's mutating further. That's never good. Super jump. Wow, he jumped hella far.
Damn you.
That was a very, sort of cordial and, like, not, like, pissed off at all. It was like, he was more nonplussed. Like, oh, damn you. You are a human Wesker. Damn, I got stuck on a rock there. You are a human Wesker. Mutated as all hell, but I think you're still technically qualified.
Just
like,
hold on, Sheva.
Yeah, so Sheva falls and sort of twirls her legs humorously here, and I have to hold off Wesker lest he kills her while she tries to pull herself up. Yep, and I screwed up and she died. Your partner died again. Feel bad about yourself. Let's try that again. You know Wesker, like, what is it Wesker expect you to say? You know, Wesker, you make some good points. Yeah, you should kill me and destroy the whole world. Like, what is Wesker, what is his, like, is he trying to sway Chris to his side, or is he just, like, trying to kill him? Like, he's, like, espousing his views on this whole subject, but it's, like, I don't really get the impression that he's, like, trying to, like, is he, like, trying to turn Chris or something? Like, it doesn't, it's just not, I think that makes sense. Which is a perfect backdrop for this Mustafarian perfect question to this Mustafar backdrop. So it told, actually the music even sounds similar to the music from the end of Revenge, so. So it tells me one of the designers of this game like, saw this game and was like, damn, we should do that.
Wherever you go, everywhere, nothing.
That's cool.
but loads of humans.
Yeah, I don't think Ouroboros was ever going to work at all. I think it was just going to kill it.
Just hold on.
Or like whatever percentage of the world it didn't affect, but then I think it tends like tons of like giant evil tentacle monsters everywhere, right? But I think at some point, either like explicitly in the game or like in like some like the extra material, it said like 99% of the world would be affected. So if there was say 6 million people in the world at the time, it means what 60 million wouldn't be affected, but the other 5,940,000,000 people would be like turned like these tentacle monsters and just like kill the other 60 million. So like no one would be better off. Yeah. Also, he was gonna completely saturate the whole world with one bomber. Oh, and now we get another infamous moment. The Chris punches the boulder moment. It's coming up. Chris's face of Chris is really funny. What is it? Come on. Yep, here it is. Chris punches the boulder out of his way. This is really infamous. But, I mean, it's not that much different than... Okay, that's actually... That uppercut right there. It's kind of dumb. But it's really not that much different than, like the mothers who, like, when their kids are trapped under a tree or a car, or the fathers, same. Have, like, enough strength, get, like, the extra strength to, like, do, like, extraordinary feats of...
The human race requires judgment.
You're going to judge us? You get all your ideas from comic book villains?
That's just like such like a cheesy, like out of nowhere it feels like line. Did you get all your ideas from comic book villains? It's like it felt like Chris was like searching for a retort, and like that was the best he could come up with. Wesker! Rocky! Oh, that's wrong song. That was a little. Again, this is one of those fights where it can be solved by just doing enough damage to the enemy. Well, or you just shoot the weak point. Basically, you deal enough damage to him, and after you do so, I think his weak point's on his back, actually. Yeah, you can see a little bit of it. It's actually really. This is a really easy fight. Like once you know his attacks. Yeah, so just keep pumping rounds into it. Like, you can target the weak point, but, like, it's really, like... Yeah, so just pump rounds, and, like, eventually, like, his weak point will get exposed again. There's really nothing too special about it. Which is kind of disappointing, because, like, here's, like... Actually, I would argue that Jill Valentine is, like, probably the main protagonist. Like, at least, like, when I think of, like, the protagonist of Resident Evil games, I think of Jill. Even though she's, like, not of this game. So it's like, it's Jill, it's probably Jill, Chris, and Leon, like, vying for the top. And so, obviously, like, one of our three main protagonists in the series here, fighting, inarguably, like, the big bad of the series. At least by this point. And, like, this is the best they can come up with. It just doesn't feel, like, super epic. Which is, in terms of, like, it's thrown around, but it's, like, I think it's, like, this should be the culmination of 10 plus years of, like, villainy on Wesker's part. Real life, there's 13 years between when Resident Evil first came out, the first one came out, and this game. Sorry about that. And, like, this is the best they could come up with. It's a little disappointing, but. Oh, they're look at that. Yeah, so eventually you just get to the point where, like. What are you talking about? Shoot through me? Also, she doesn't shoot, she stabs him. Basically, you get to the point where you get the context-sensitive exit for Chris to, like, restrain him, even though, like, Wesker's, like, 3 times his size. And then the context-sensitive action for, Sheva to stab him. And that's the fight. And that's it. this point I was kind of expecting like a final form, like, one more mutation. But no, he gets done by the wall. And then this helicopter, which, according to the internet, which isn't always the most useful source of this information, but apparently volcanoes generate, like, the... Crap, I forget what... Is it? It's not candelabra. There's a term for, like, from, like, the rim of the volcano down, like, that inside, and apparently, it starts with a C and has, like, a handle or something in it. But apparently, that, like, that area of a volcano, of an active volcano, creates like really high winds. So like a helicopter should not really be able to like fly into there. So basically, what I'm saying is the helicopter should not like come to the rescue. It's really the end of and he's not. It's like end of the Return of the King, where like Sam and Frodo are sort of like on the mountain out in Mordor, and like everything like the emotional climax of the movie is done. It's like I almost kind of wish the movie just ended there, where they're just like talking to each other, but like no, they feel safe.
Use those.
Oh, how convenient! Whoa, wait a second. Sheva, the character who is just introduced in this game, gets to finally kill Wesker, and not Jill Valentine, the character who's been fighting him for over a decade and was brainwashed by him, gets to shoot him. I mean, if anyone should kill Wesker, it's Jill, but no, instead, Sheva and Chris. Blow him up in an active volcano.
That was for our fallen brothers.
And again, Sheva's the one who gets the badass line, not Jill or Chris. Sheva's like just very much like a Mary. She's like a Mary Sue character. It feels like someone just like really liked her and like. And thus ends. Basically, like that, like the whole storyline of Resident Evil is like wrapped up at this point. Umbrella's done with, Wesker's done with. Like, there's really like no loose plot threads here. So I don't, which is one of the reasons why people were really skeptical when Resident Evil 6 got first announced, and rightfully so. Oh, Josh doesn't get a cool line. He doesn't get a monologue.
More and more, I find myself wondering if it's all worth fighting for.
Call back to Chris's opening monologue
A
again.
future without fear. Yeah, it's worth it.
And that, friends, is Resident Evil 5. Again, all the games I think have the character riding with the Sunset helicopter. Actually, I think it was a nice little emotional bow tie in the whole game. Even though, you know, what comprised that game may not be the best of times. So, that was Resident Evil 5. You know, I've sort of wavered back and forth, you know, on my opinions on it as we've gone through. And, you know, I think I have a few main points to make. The first is that, you know, this game is, yeah, this is sort of a high level, but this game definitely holds up in terms of, you know, the graphics and the gameplay. You know, it's only 6 years old, so it'd have to have been really bad for it to hold up. But it's not, you know, it's not the big game that it was when it came out. It's not, you know, as mind-blowing as it was. I think actually Resident Evil 4 holds up a bit better in just, you know, the scope and scale and entertainment value of that game. The second is, you know, the second point that I have to make, sort of, you know, putting a bow on everything, is that, you know, I think the biggest problem with this, you know, I don't really think the control scheme is a problem, you know, that you can't run and gun. I think the biggest problem with this game, honestly, is the tone it's trying to strike, and like it's trying to be a big action blockbustery movie, you know, in the vein of, say, you know, like again, like Black Hawk Down, or like you know, like Call of Duty 4. Like, it's trying to like strive for like that environment, but it's a Resident Evil game, and those things don't necessarily, like, Resident Evil is at its best, I think best shown by Resident Evil, the first Resident Evil and Resident Evil 4, when it's, you know, it's one man against a seemingly insurmountable horde. Whereas this game, it's like, yeah, your characters are in dangerous situations against a lot of enemies, but it never, except, you know, for like maybe the first level or two, it never really feels like it's an insurmountable odds because you can always just pause and restart and go back to the pause and restart and go back to the equip screen. Let me think. Are there any other? And I think the third big problem. This is just a story problem. Which is both a big problem, but also something small. Is just how sort of all over the place the story is. It starts. You're trying to track down. Basically, you're being a BSA agent, and then it morphs into this like personal vendetta. Why am I seeing the? Oh, it's motion capture. So you already see it. And then then it morphs into this personal vendetta against Wesker, and then this Excella character gets introduced out of nowhere, and she's only in like the whole game for like 3 scenes. Like she's only in there to be like a sacrificial lamb. Like she never really has a character. And Sheva doesn't really have a character either. So I think that those are the big problems with the game, but not insurmountable. But in terms of plus, I think there's interesting level design, very interesting, interesting environmental design, even though it doesn't necessarily always flow that well. And I think once the game does sort of morph into that personal Chris versus Wesker and Chris trying to make up for failing Shev, I think it does actually have some good emotional beats, especially in this last scene. In particular, the scene where they were on the plane that I talked about. Chris sort of has a flashback to Jill falling, and then he sort of jumps to. It looks like he's going to take Wesker out. Basically go through the window with Wesker, but then Sheva grabs onto him. That's a nice little emotional beat. Chris definitely has a good story in this game. Sheva, she doesn't have a story at all. AD, well, what's all these different casts? There's like 3 different cast lists I've seen. And then another positive is I think it is a fun game to play. The gameplay definitely holds up and is enjoyable. I think it's definitely improved by playing with a co-op partner and not just by yourself. Even though the acting's cheesy at times, I think it's there's a difference between cheesy acting, bad acting, like cheesy acting and bad acting. Like bad acting is say Plan 9 from Outer Space. Cheesy acting is what you get to say the original Star Trek series, where it's like well acted but just over the top cheesy material. And this definitely has the cheesy but well acted. Even though some of the lines are goofy, I wonder how much of that is just out of translation. But it's still no one real in the voice cast really feels like they're phoning it in. Everyone is committed, which you don't always get in sort of B script style games. How much? I got 3 more minutes to fill. Jeez. I mean, I think I can say I've sort of put my final. I'm ready to basically put this game on the shelf and maybe not, ever touching it. Not because I don't like it, but just because after playing through it for 11 hours and then reviewing it, basically what I've been doing is I've been reviewing it for 11 plus hours. I've sort of my final stamp on the game, my final impression of it is I have done it here. And I guess the final question is it a recommendation or not? And yes, I would. I think if you, although it's kind of hard to recommend something after, because you're only getting my recommendation now. More cast. You're only getting my recommendation now as you've already seen me play through the whole game. But if you're still listening, you're still on the fence, I would definitely recommend it if you are willing to go in with the caveats that I've made about, about the story can be a little all over the place, and some of the characters don't necessarily have the best, don't have arcs, or not even, like, Sheva doesn't even feel like a character, she just feels like a cardboard cutout or something. And the caveat, about the gameplay is, you have to get used to the style of gameplay. It's not a run and gun type game. It is a run and gun style game, but without run and gun controls. So that's but yeah, I mean, I didn't have as much fun as I did, 6 years ago when I played it for the first time, in basically, one straight shot in one weekend. But I still enjoy it. Not by any stretch of the imagination my favorite game, or even my favorite Resident Evil game. And this is probably not the entry point for a Resident Evil franchise. I'd probably recommend the newly HD remake of the original Resident Evil game. But this is a fun, enjoyable experience nonetheless. And I hope you all have enjoyed along with me. As I've
This is my first time doing a Let's Play style, and I've had to find my feet and my voice. And I hope you've all been enjoying putting up with me for these past couple weeks, if you've been watching that long and watching all these videos, and I've enjoyed doing them greatly. And I'm already working on my next project, which hopefully I'll probably be taking a bit of a week off or so before I post the next one, but you'll see it when it comes out. So thank you everyone for staying with me through 11 episodes, 11 plus hours, actually a little, maybe around 11 hours of Let's Examine Resident Evil 5. This is David, signing off.